Bearcat Journal here with Cincinnati offensive lineman Gavin Gerhardt. Gavin, take us through the winter program. All I've heard is that it was super difficult, and how necessary do you think that was for this team?
I think it was real necessary. I think I've been here for 5 years. Fourth or fifth I've been a part of off season. But I think it was really necessary. The things we did, having crews and we didn't do mat drills really like we have done in the past, where it's you got a wrestling mat out there. But competing against somebody different every day, like I was going against Foreigner, or I was going against DT or Kendra, or I was going against Dante. Just healthy competition. It was great for us. I mean, you were challenged every day regardless of what. You really didn't know what was going to get thrown in your face, because some days we were doing rope fights, some days we were doing tire fights, some days we were doing sled pushes, bear crawls. I mean, you don't know what's coming. But I think it was really good for us.
What did that show you about the coaching staff's character, that they were willing to kind of, pivot and put you guys through that for the betterment of the team?
I think it showed a lot. I mean, the fact that they're embracing that last year is really bad, and the fact that all the older guys that came back, we all know that that's not the standard of Cincinnati football, what was put on the field last year. So then for them to come up with this program, Coach Nico, Coach Sat, it was great for us, and it was much needed.
Leadership, the offensive line is a leadership group. The team looks to that. You, Kendra, DT, does it feel like it's as strong as it's ever been? I don't want to say it's the best since you've been here, but does it feel like it's as strong as ever with you three guys?
Oh, easily as strong as it's been, and John too. John's a little more quiet, but John's a leader in a lot of ways. The first couple years, we had Dylan O'Quinn and all them, and Jake when he was a freshman. When I was a freshman too, but when Jake was playing, those guys were so vocal. And then last year when I was the guy that came back, and then we had all these new pieces and guys that were able to play, but they never really had here. But to have those three guys help me and to lead the offense, and really the whole offense, not just the offensive line, it's really helpful.
How important is it, that interior of the offensive line? And I think you guys feel like you have one of, if not the best interior groups in the country, to have you guys all in lockstep and pushing forward.
I mean, it's amazing. I've never been a part of something that special. I think we could be. I really do think we could win the Joe Moore Award. Here, the winter I had AJ Wessel print off Joe Moore Award, and I put it on every single line. That's our goal. And I've never, since I've been here, that hasn't really been a goal. It's just try and be a first team conference or something like that, but we never really have, strived for something as a whole. It's really important for us to try and win that award.
You guys put together a really good rushing season last year. Protecting the quarterback, kind of a different story. How much of an emphasis has Cardwell and Satterfield put on that part of the game, and how much are you guys developing?
I think everything I've pretty much worked on this entire offseason, besides learning a couple of new calls, a couple new defenses that we're going to be going against in the run game, but everything I really focused on was pass protection, and that's where I wasn't the best last year, and a lot of the guys we had weren't the best last year. So it was a big emphasis this offseason. I think we'll be much better this coming season.
You mentioned leadership. You've talked about Ethan Green and Evan Tangastal and what they're going to be able to bring in the future. What have you seen from them this season, coming off of last season, and their continued development?
I'm still trying to teach Ev day by day, just to make the calls fast. When you're up there at center, you got to take control of the whole field. We're making the slide calls. We're making every call pretty much for the offense, except for the play gets brought in through the quarterback through the headset. But it's really all on us. So to just try and talk him into like when you get up there, be confident in everything you do. And that took a while for me to learn how to do that. That first year I wasn't great at it. Last year I think I was pretty darn good at it, but I'm continuing to get better every day. And they're both doing really good things for us so far.
When you get to have a sit down with a guy like Jason Kelce, does it change you? How has that impacted you, kind of getting that wisdom from him when you guys had a chance to talk?
So growing up, I've always watched him, but being able to sit down with him, I mean, you can ask Coach Carwell, you can ask all the offensive linemen. They all made fun of me after. I mean, I was starstruck when he walked there. I had nothing to ask him in that moment, except just try and get as much information from him as I could. And Phil Wilder, just asking random questions about who he's gone against. But he did help with a lot of things he talked about, how they ID things in the NFL, how much harder it really is. because I think I got a pretty good hang of the thing out here on this field. But when you get to that level, it gets much harder.
You've been watching him at the Olympics, going, "That's my guy. That's my guy, Jason."
Yeah.
Sorsby, Lichty, just talk about this quarterback room and the weapons that the recruiting staff has assembled. It feels like this offense has a chance to really take a lead.
Yeah, I think honestly, in whichever direction we go, I couldn't have said that much in the past. I mean, maybe a little bit last year, but I think whatever direction the coaching staff decides to go, and I think both will play. I don't know who will be the starter. I think we'll be in good hands regardless. I think that Sorsby brings a lot of things to the table, and so does Lichty. I think Lichty's been here. He knows the guys really well. They all connect with him really well, but Sorsby's doing the same, and he's continuing to develop those relationships that will help us succeed this fall.
2,000 yards on the ground last year. What's the goal this year? 3?
At least 3. At least 3. Just protect a little bit better and see how things shake up.
All right. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it.